Sultai Super Friends. Sultai Planeswalkers, blue-black controls, Splash, Kasmina, Enigma Sage. We played this deck for the first time the other day, and I decided to throw it up on the website after playing just one session with it because it was really sweet and felt reasonable. So the core of our deck is just good blue-black interactive cards. We've got discard spells, we've got removal spells, we've got some sweepers, and then we have Kasmina here as our primary way to win the game, giving other planeswalkers her abilities. So she's especially powerful with 4 of the Spark planeswalkers like Narset and Saheeli that normally only go down, so they can now go up as well. Saheeli also often doesn't want to downtick, and her being able to make a 4/4 fractal and survive was also very good. Teferi, Master of Time, is also very incredible with Kasmina because Teferi can activate her abilities on the opponent's turn as well. This is especially powerful with the fractal creation because being able to make an instant speed variable size blocker frequently makes your opponent's combat decisions very, very messy and difficult to execute optimally. Because, you know, depending on how they attack, you can even just not make a token and then use one of the other abilities on him. Kasmina also lets Teferi +2 each turn, so you can tick him to 5 and then 7 and then 9 and then 11 and get 2 extra turns fairly quickly as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Hopefully it's reasonable again. I'm not sad that I put it on the site, but felt good. Has the format changed in your opinion to play Thoughtseize over Inquisition main? So it's not that the format has changed, Corrosion, so much as in a control deck, hammering my life total for my discard spell is not ideal. So you'll note that I've got Thoughtseizes in the sideboard, but this is a deck that like is using its life total as a resource quite frequently, and losing that extra life from your discard spell isn't worth the upside of being able to take more expensive things. If you asked me to rate lands in Historic, I would definitely put Shock lands at the top. Yeah, the MPL reactions will be up in its own YouTube video later today. Well, not taking the Skyclave because they could just cast it. Heartless Act doesn't do a ton against us, but taking this is actually pointless. Honestly, might lose Saheeli here. $18 short on this one. Yeah, I agree with those rankings from D-Beard. Shock lands, then fast lands, then pathways, then check lands. Maybe triomes before check lands, but it's close. Yeah, we should get HA5 spoilers in a little bit too. We'll have a video up for that as well. I want to back up Teferi. What are my thoughts on Wall of Blossoms in this deck? What problem do you think I'm solving by putting Wall of Blossoms in my deck? I actually don't think Inquisition should basically ever be a sideboard discard spell in this format, Corrosion. I think if you want a sideboard discard spell, you should be boarding Duress usually.
I must stay focused.
So I get to block here, and then Narset can hopefully impulse into an Extinction Event. Although I guess Narset finding Extinction Event means we die to this, right? If they draw a land.
Meditate and prepare.
Okay, it's actually pretty good, right? I get to kill this, and then I get to do this.
There are so many with thoughtfulness before action.
You want to trade your Gutter Bones for loyalty on my Planeswalker. You do not.
Hone your prowess.
And do I want to get a land? I could just play Search for Azcanta, right? There's a good chance the land hurts me that I'm getting. It could just be right to just play Teferi. I think I'm gonna do that, actually.
If nothing else, I will protect ideas like seconds.
We just do this. Okay, so loot.
Think fast.
We're ditching that. And I think we're playing Search for Azcanta. And then playing a tapped land. Oh, I don't have Narset in play anymore, so this is going to draw them a card, which sucks.
Time to improvise. Too fast.
I think when they Skyclave Shade here, I Memory Lapse it.
Ideas like seconds are fleeting.
I will survive. Hey, hey. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. In before Side and Blood, yeah, that would be rough.
Think fast.
Okay, okay.
Time to improvise.
Honestly? Is it crazy to bin backup Teferi? Do I need him? What's better, Teferi or a random spell? I think the random spell might be better. Inviction, thanks for the 2/3 view. I really appreciate the support. Welcome back. The random spell could be anything, even another Teferi. Yep. If they find like a Murderous Rider, could be a card, or like a Bloodchief's Thirst, we could get into trouble for this.
Think fast.
Sick. Sick. Sweet stabilization there. I can't believe we won that game without Extinction Event. I can't believe we won that game without Extinction Event. That was fantastic. All right, so Lapse out. I just want more cards that play to the board in a matchup like this. Heart of Kiran really got to flex that game, which was sweet. Trim a couple of Inquisitions. This Kling's probably really good, huh? I wish we had a second Kling in our 75. We want to fit a second one of those in the sideboard today. Thank goodness for Trickle Down, Shillionaire. Now I only need 800k points instead of 830. Yeah, that doesn't seem unreasonable, Navier. The extra Saheelis for like the combo and control matchups when you want more pressure, but Kling's super flexible. It's also very good against rogues, so I think this is a mulligan, right? Just like, my mana hurts me, I don't have all my colors, I like have a removal spell, but the rest of this is pretty clunky. Well, shit. I'm not mulliganing to 5 against the Thoughtseize deck. I just realized I'm a moderator. I had to ask my teenage daughter to show me what that even means. I'm just here to watch the angry man play Magic. You could just feel free to ignore it, own bare hands. The mod sword is like a status symbol in Hoaglandia, so like don't feel obligated to like do actual work or do anything with it if you don't want to. It's more of a, hey, you helped support me for a year and I appreciate you. 29 months, Steve. Super unfortunate here that they cast this for 3 mana, but as a CMC of 4 for our Extinction Event. Probably just dead here. Maybe I should have gone to 5. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to kill this proactively, because now it's enabled Spectacle for the next one. Yeah, I'm gonna attack the creature lands here. I am dead to a rankle with my line, but the creature land's gonna give us a lot of fits here otherwise. That'll do, pig. Languish is a little bit harder to cast. Languish tends to be a bit better against Gruul, whereas Extinction Event tends to be more flexible in matchups where your opponent might have larger creatures. This is, Extinction Event's better against, like, Glove-Struck Beast decks, for example. Can a mod make a command explaining that I'll have a reaction video to the MPL being disbanded up on YouTube this evening? Appreciate you. Take your prime. Thanks for keeping me around, Duran. I appreciate the 11 months. Welcome back. New historic anthology drop. We'll take a peek at that together after this match is done. And that'll have its own video later as well. Alright, so with Knight of the Ebon Legion, I think I just want to murder that so that way I can try and play the Enigma Sage on an empty board. I think the commands will affect the format. Lucky for you, I'm posting daily reaction videos. So be sure to check those out on my YouTube channel for my thoughts on the different commands as they go up in the spoiler articles each day. Rather than rehashing what I've already said. So if they have a land, I think I Kasmina -1.
And everything is under control.
The downside to -1ing here is that I have to block and they don't have to pump. Well, looking for a sweeper or planeswalkers here. Things to enable Heart would be ideal. There's a good chance Kasmina's getting pressured off the board this turn. I think the opponent's archetype's actually very good, and it's very underplayed in this format. Really? Do they have a removal spell for this?
You have potential.
Okay, left and Heartless Act. Strange.
A worse future will come to pass.
Let's make this quick. Time to improvise. getting short. Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Definitely want to just mill one there with Cling in hand. Alright, so Extinction Event's one of our best draws. Not out of the woods yet, but it's a start. I'm not dead yet. All right, now we're dead. Yeah, you're like, but if they didn't have anything else to cast on, it doesn't really matter. You're right that in a strict sense they should wait to pump, but like, it probably also just wasn't relevant. Yeah, close set for sure. My hand I kept in the second game was really bad. I should have mulliganed for sure. I'm gonna put a second Cling in the board over the third Saheeli. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's take a peekaboo. Let's take a peekaboo at the Anthology. For people that are new to the channel, I promise we don't usually do this much not playing Magic. Usually we're mostly playing Magic. There's just a lot of news today. All right, sweet. So we're getting all the commands, and we're getting Culligan's command tomorrow. So we talked about this one in the previous days, assuming that it was coming. This card's going to be really sweet. This card could potentially make some creature-based aggressive decks that aren't the current Gruul. Like this card could enable a lower to the ground Gruul deck. This card is also very good with Dreadhorde Arcanist. So you can play a Tarka's command, deal 3, give everything +1/+1, and then flash it back with Dreadhorde Arcanist, deal 3, and give everything +1/+1 again, which is sweet. This is also a Skull Crack, so it can deal 3 and then opponents can't gain life that turn. So it's gives you play against other things. Yeah, and this is powerful cards like this that are spells that aggro decks want to be playing. Make your aggro decks kind of choose between, do I want to play Powerful Instant Sorcerer or do I want to play Collected Company? So this is another card that perhaps pulls Gruul aggressive decks away from Collected Company being the way that they want to play optimally in the format. There's probably going to be a sweet Naya deck as well that plays both a Tarka's and Dromoka's command with Arcanist. That sounds great. Port Homunculus gets +1/+1 as long as you control another artifact. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to revisit Tempered Steel when the new set drops, huh? We got Court Homunculus and we got Vault Scourge in this. Definitely feels like we're getting some Artifacts Matter sub-themes. So yeah, Tempered Steel is actually one of the decks that's up on my website now. It's felt very reasonable when we played it in the past, and I'm excited to revisit it with new tools after this historic anthology drops. Merfolk Looter. This is a cube card. I'm actually, if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit sad that they've included Merfolk Looter and they didn't like give us like Jace Vryn's Prodigy ahead of curve. That would have been a sweeter card that does this effect, but also like would have seen more competitive play. But this is like a cube/artisan card. We're getting Sheoldred. Okay, sweet. So, so we have Sheoldred. We have the red one from yesterday, and we have this is a sweet reanimate card. Yeah, are we getting the rest of, we got Vornclicks, the green one. So I wonder if we're getting Jin Cataxis and or Elishnorn tomorrow. This is probably going to be the highest value historic anthology that they've put out to date. So there's a lot of like all these commands being rare is going to be good. It looks like there's going to be a few mythics that you're going to want a couple copies of. Yeah, if this is the same price point of like 30 or 40 bucks or whatever they've cost in the past, this will. So yeah, so this was in Jumpstart, and this was left out of Jumpstart for power level concern reasons. But honestly, so like the context of this inclusion has meaning behind it too, because adding this card to the format after they left it out of Jumpstart means that the people making decisions about what cards are going to be legal and historic understand that the power level of the format has gone up. That means that, you know, hopefully we're going to get an announcement that they're going to be unbanning some things as well, because this is a card that they glanced over before that we're now getting back into it. So yeah, I think this card's a fine power level for the format, and I'm glad that they decided to revisit this. And yeah, hopefully we get some unbans. Hopefully we get some bans too. But yeah, looking forward to this one for sure. Oh, lovely wife, thank you for bringing me casserole. She's the best, champ. She wouldn't let me starve. They're going to be 2,500 gold or 4,000 gems for about 25 bucks, sure. Yeah, we should get the last of the spoilers tomorrow. At what time can you give me money to build decks with the historic anthology cards? Right now. I will take your money and let them sit at the top of the queue until the set releases, the cards release right now. The sand is great. It's only kind of medium against elves, although their start's pretty slow here. That's a great draw. It might be right to wait on this, because like if I draw some lands, I'm going to wish I named spell with this. Hey, Blowy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Dwinin's Elite. So nice, they'll draw it twice. I guess we can filter lands a little bit with search, which is nice. Teferi's great. Let's just loot the second search away.
I do love a good puzzle.
Well, Mirror is different than playing around with the ban list, Caffeine. I guess they could play second Clan Caller, kill Teferi here. It's gonna let me flip search for Azcanta. The MPL has been canceled. Damn, cancel culture is the TLDR. And I'll have a full reaction video explaining it later up on YouTube. We went over it together on stream. Coco's pretty good. I think I'm taking the growing rights here. I guess the growing rights is less good if I take their creatures away. I try Bant Kasmina Walker's Builder. I'm definitely Baron. Afternoon, King Car. Thanks for the follow. I think we've died, chap. Kasmina and Oath of Teferi. That would be a lot of greed. Do I want Inquisition here? Heart's actually probably not great. I'm trying to harvest.
Then a challenge you'll get.
Enough!
Think we can wait on this Languish? Are we gonna do a no-ban historic tournament at some point? Yeah, at some point. That's rude. And then I get to do this, which makes their Visionary not draw cards.
I have just the trick for this.
Huh? I think it's Aether Gust. Is it Kasmina? I think it's Aether Gust. Yeah, I want to be able to tempo this 3-5 for a little bit.
open mind.
Now, unfortunately, they get to kill the Narset and then draw a card. But I've still got this left over, and I've still got Languish.
Warrior, I concede.
Yeah, having this back is a good way to try not to lose the game. So you get to murder this. Sure. Friends. No, I think you're right. There was a thing in my beard.
It takes him time to improvise.
Time to improvise.
Love a good puzzle.
Saheeli doing the Lord's work this game.
I do love a good puzzle.
Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Because I am. There's still time for my plans. Focus on the future. The future is not yet decided.
They could have something like Shifting Ceratops postboard. Yeah, you get the +2 Teferi on their turn shit. Oh, you know what? I should have cycled this, right? To get scries in the middle. Nah, it's fine. We would have kept that on top, right?
Here's my masterpiece.
I knew the perfect card was underneath chat, so I didn't bother cycling. Hey, Gengarade, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Might just die before we get to the sweeper this game, huh? You like that's gonna be the case? Are we dead? I think we're dead.
I know 88 ways meditate.
8, 11.
Prepare.
Solid linear draw there for the elf deck. Yeah, we could have made the dork, but we're not winning that game. Even if we find the sweeper the following turn, they have the creature land in play. The Elves deck is very bad against blue-white control, Steric, which tends to be pretty popular on the ladder. Hey, Caffeine, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Yeah, it's also a deck that there's a psychological bias against playing it, because like your good draws like that last one end really quickly, and the games where you lose get long and drawn out, generally speaking. Hey, Snipe, thanks for dropping off that Prime. Glad you're enjoying the historic stuff. Definitely my favorite format at the moment. Maybe some red-white mid-range? You get down search rather than hold up Memory Lapse. I want to commit more to the board. Hopefully Extinction Event can clean it out. I think this is a land. This one's probably a spell. Pretty big chunk.
Time to improvise.
Probably that land, actually, right? Because the next one I can play this and have both of these. Neutral psych bias. Mid-range decks, I think, are a good example of being kind of in the middle.
Oof, now wait just a minute. I do love a good puzzle.
Hey, what's going on, Driftwood? Welcome to a live one. Good morning, good morning. Afternoon, whatever time of day it is. The Helix.
My past is catching up.
Well, I intended to play this, hold this up. I can't do that anymore. They could have a dragon in hand here. We just heart and paths.
I train everyone with thoughtfulness before action.
Extinction Event's pretty decent with them having another odd-costed card coming up here.
Handle the difficult choices.
Seems fine too. Answers another threat down the
all
line.
Possibilities.
Want to keep Narset alive here? Honestly, it might have been right to leave Narset at 5 with the memory in my graveyard. So I don't really care about this because I have Heart of Kiran, right? Oh yeah, I could have plussed her to 7. That's a good thought too. I think they just wanted to get through the Extinction Event before they get to the dragon off the top.
Focus on the future.
So, I'm gonna remove a loyalty from this anyways to crew this. I guess I'm better off going up still.
Consider all possibilities.
I'm doing this next turn, right? Honestly, I probably should have not kept that on top if I'm doing this next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Boros Charm here since I'm planning to memory next turn. FXS Bird, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I did say Boros Charm, yeah, because I cast my card to deal 4 to them, basically.
I won't tolerate insubordination.
I guess this technically gives them a card. It's unfortunate we didn't find a land there, huh? Untapped land?
The laws of reality could use some revisions. Excellent. Let's put fractal theory into practice.
Am I dead? I want to make 2 blockers here so I don't die to Bone Crusher Giant. I'm a powerful wizard, chat.
My creations are things of beauty.
Alright, I think we want to... I think I want to get ready to go on the offensive next turn, so I can tick...
The future.
I can tick all my gals up here, and then I can make 3 5/5s next turn and get to closing. Because we need to kill them before... We need to kill them before they find a Lightning Helix or another Stomp. This play is going to seem a little bit odd, but I need you to trust me, Chad. It's the right one.
Of math and magic. The laws of reality reality could use some revisions. Everything is under control.
Sure. Do we got him, chat? Sick. Yeah, Kaz hits the corner running. Like, just wheels right around it and does not care. Listen, chat, if you end the game with more than one life, you did not use all your resources efficiently as you could have. Come on, Fatal Push. Like, one's probably fine. I will have a 30-minute reaction video posted on YouTube this evening about the MPL. We'll also have a reaction video reviewing the spoiler stuff, as we've been doing every day this week. It does kill Flame Scroll. It can occasionally kick up to kill 3-cost things. 30 minutes. Yeah, we had a lot of opinions. This is going to come as a surprise to people that have been here a while, but I'm very opinionated, chat. Ooh, that's true. Probably has Thalia postboard. Makes Fatal Push's stock go up a little bit. We have a top 5 reactions video. Maybe. I've got a lot of other actual top 5 content I want to make. So I think it's going to be a little bit before we get to like meme top 5 videos. I would like the record to reflect I am not the king of Hoglandia. I am but a lowly jester dancing for your entertainment. We did, Beansy. We got a Tarka's command, so I assume we're going to get all of them as predicted.
Hey, don't start any fires without. Oh, they're so cute.
3-mana Chandra is an interesting one. I think I want another one of those. Want more cards that play to the board. Ooh, that's kind of a nice one. We just do that. Kibler's take on the MPL news is very reasonable and similar to what yours was, Jim. Yeah, I mean, Kibler, there's a reason why Kibler makes content, right? And doesn't play games professionally.
Find your fires of passion within.
Well, like, he plays games professionally, but not, like, in the competitive, from the competitive perspective. So it doesn't surprise me that Kibler's take is similar to mine. He's a very sharp individual that understands the industry. I think rogues will survive Dig Through Time. Maybe. I mean, not everybody's going to play Dig Through Time, Butters.
I am out of here.
Goodbye. Baby Chandra helping Mama Chandra. Ultimate Faster's kind of hot. Did you miss Dig Through Time coming to Historic? Well, Dig Through Time's Pioneer legal. And all cards that are Pioneer legal will eventually be Historic legal, chat. The MPL is canceled. Damn liberals and their cancel culture.
little guys are great.
Okay, with this draw, I think we actually go Saheeli, make a token.
Today I craft my victory.
Do not mistake grace.
All Pioneer cards, or Pioneer Remastered set. We will eventually have the format Pioneer on Arena.
Hey, I'm meditating.
So eventually all of it. It will come slowly over the course of various remaster sets. They're not gonna like snap their fingers and suddenly have it all done, but eventually all of it. Why do we think Dig will be banned? Well, Dig's legal in Pioneer, so I think it's probably gonna be legal here.
Fiery friends.
I think it's a reasonable expectation.
That wasn't very inventive.
MPL, no, for Magic has failed as an esport, chat. We didn't make the cut. This is gonna shock you, but when a Hasbro CEO claimed that Magic was a top 10 esports during a sales call, they were lying to the people that they were talking to. I know that this will come as a surprise to many of you at home. That an executive would just go out there and lie like that. Also, for the record, this is why Wizards of the Coast doesn't work with me.
If you wish to surrender now.
Tiff, you can't just go out there and say that they lied point blank in their investor meeting. Now, to be fair, I'm sure that there was some really weird, messed up definition of top 10 that we qualified as being in the top 10. But in reality, where we lived, we were never a top 10 esport. So in made up fancy pants land, I agree, we are very close to turning the corner.
Study hard, and one day you may rival your teachers. We must prepare for tomorrow.
Is destruction your only ask?
Magic as a concept is used in many games in top 10 esports. That's true. That's true. I think they're gonna take my gal away, chat. Oh, I forgot to uptick Saheeli. I did totally forget to uptick Saheeli. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, that's just nonsense, Hidden Flame. They didn't scrap the MPL strictly for the inclusion of something else. They scrapped the MPL because it just wasn't doing what it was designed to do. The MPL and esports in general for companies like Wizards of the Coast are advertising expenses. Wow, super punished for messing up. Ugh. Feels bad, man. And it was no longer a thing because it wasn't profitable, chat. They weren't seeing a return on their advertising dollars, so they're no longer doing it. Yeah, it's just scrapping a failed project. There's really nothing crazy or malicious about it. See, I think conspiracy theories like that, Mueller, aren't helpful and generally speaking are just wrong. So the success of the secret layers in general in no way directly takes away from pro play. Like those are separate things, right? Like those things can be successful while other things can also be successful.
Clearly, I have nothing.
Like those two things aren't mutually exclusive. Competitive Magic play has never been a driving factor of what makes Magic successful as a game.
The future.
Yeah, it's a bad correlation is causation for sure.
The future is not yet decided.
I mean, Tellurian Community College doesn't need Wizards of the Coast to give him stuff, Gaffer. Like Croaky, like myself, like Tellurian Community College is like one of the biggest Magic content creators out there, and he makes his living with or without Wizards of the Coast giving him free stuff. He doesn't need their acknowledgement or their handouts or whatever.
Consider.
And do we Gust plus Baleful this turn? That's probably better than playing Teferi, huh? Yeah, Christopher, and it comes down to, like, you know, people would often ask me, like, Jeff, are you a professional Magic player? It's like, well, your definition of professional is I do it for my job, right? So yeah, I show up and I play Magic every day and it's my job. I'm a professional Magic player. Professional Wizard Roaster, you're basically a dragon. I'm gonna use that in the future, just for reference. I'm gonna claim that line as my own and use it in the future.
I don't like uncertain futures.
Keep an open mind.
Hey, Rob, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you keeping me around.
My skills are time to improvise.
Oh, I didn't need to 4-mana Baleful because of this. That's a good call. It's a good call, chap. We are going to discard the commit, yeah. John Charlie, thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate, or thank you for the sub gift. 23, 23rd sub gift to Rude. I feel like I want another sweeper in my board based on how some of these games have been playing out. I fit in. Do I need these Aether Gusts? I feel like I probably don't. Sellers, thanks for the 29 months. Welcome back. Maybe I just want like one. I'd rather have a second Languish than a second Aether Gust. Would Ashiok be reasonable in the side over Trophy? Nah, I like Trophy for answering random problem cards. I only have a couple of Memory Lapse. It's for the biddies, Mueller. Thick mana curve. Our curve's not that high. Baleful Mastery is a 2-mana card. Yeah, the Concertar gear commands are all great. Remember, if you want my thoughts on all of the historic Anthology 5 spoilers that have been happening every day, there's a short, 4 to 5 minute video with me reviewing each of the cards and giving my thoughts on it each day up on my YouTube channel. land with this. Nice. Hello, youngest son. Are you going back upstairs or are you just going out into the basement? Are you going back upstairs? Are you going back upstairs or just out in the basement? Next time you come up, go upstairs, come and get this plate to bring up. Does that mean pro magic is just dead? Depends on what you mean by pro magic and depends on what you mean by dead. Again, if you want my full thoughts on it, I've got a 30-minute video kind of giving a breakdown of what I think about the announcements today. Going out, that'll be up on YouTube tonight. It's not up now? No, I usually don't publish videos mid-stream. I made an exception on Monday for the Meta Monday video because we did it right at the start, but like, I don't have employees chat. This is just me. Like, there's a lot of people who are big enough content creators to like hire a YouTube video editor. Everything you see that goes up on my YouTube channel, that's all me. I don't have other people that work on this stuff with me. I mean, it's like not a humble brag in a way, because it means like I'm not a big enough creator to like have employees, but this is a one dude show, chat. I think I'd rather have Teferi than Cass here to start. Does that mean I'm hiring? It does not. It means my YouTube doesn't realistically bring in enough revenue for me to justify what it would cost me to hire someone. Chat! Don't pay people an exposure. People die of exposure. I do in fact have YouTube down to a science. Even down to having a Python script that generates my thumbnails. Which is why my thumbnails aren't the most beautiful things in the world, but they're plenty functional.
Too involved with my work.
They're simple and convey what you want them to convey. Closer to flipping, pretty far off. I'm gonna bend this.
This isn't my first time being. Don't worry, I'll think of something.
I'll shock this in so we can hold up Baleful Mastery. It might be right to hit them. I don't know, I kind of want loyalty on my Teferi. Lou Mason, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate the year and a half. Welcome back.
Fast.
Well, at least I get to keep activating my Teferi on every single one of their turns.
I don't have time for this.
If I phase this out, they just time warp, and then they get to attack it again, but the heart, it will be here, right? So that's fine. No, it phases back at the start of the next turn. Why? Oh, you're fine. Carry it up just like that. Your arm, like that. Go, perfect. Hold tight. Oh, Wrath of God. It's annoying. Things phase back in at the start of your turn, chat. Wrath of God means they're not taking an extra turn, though. Is bidding that flip the Azcanta. It's flipping anyway, so we can keep that. Transform. Dad shorts and black socks. If you have some white New Balance, you're a full-blown meme. I am in fact a full-blown meme.
Against many foes.
Hey, thanks for the sub gift, James. And there's a good chance this Inquisition just bricks off, right? So I don't really think I'm interested in doing that. Thanks for the follow, Tomb's Fate, Mr. Dunkel. Good afternoon. The shoes have to have grass stains. My shoes definitely have grass stains. I only have one pair of shoes these days. I don't leave the house much, chat. Although my shoes are... I forget what brand they are. I think they're Adidas. I had a shoe sponsor that sent me shoes at one point in the last couple of years. They haven't worn through yet. I wear my shoes until they wear through, chat. Mr. McChillin, thanks for re-upping that Prime support. Welcome back.
I do love a good puzzle.
Maybe it was Reebok? I don't remember. Reebok sounds right. I think it's the checkmark logo. Listen, chat, they don't pay me anymore, so I don't have to remember what brand they are. My wife heard you speaking and said we're the same person. Listen, I'm very relatable, chat. Is that Nike? I don't think they're Nike. Maybe they're not checkmark. Listen, chat, like I said, I don't know. They stopped paying me, so I don't have to remember. If I knew what brand they were, I'd recommend them because they're fine. They're functional shoes and they're comfortable. So memory lapsing this is actually quite bad because this says if you cast this from your hand, if you've cast another spell name approach the second sun, you win the game. So don't memory lapse the first one because then they'll redraw it and win the game next turn. It was Reebok because I remember I thought it was a really random sponsor. Come on now, chat. Why wouldn't you think me, top Magic the Gathering streamer, Magic the Gathering being a top 10 esport that it is? Oh man, do I have to stop making top 10 esport joke references now? Am I not allowed to do that anymore? Are we no longer considered a top 10 esport? Can I make top 10 esports reference to pay homage to where we've come from? I'm not giving up the minus 500, chat. That one's staying right where it is. Former top 10 esport. Alright, and then Narset's just going up here. So she stays alive to this bird to make their Teferi and other cards bad.
There's
Do
still
Reeboks
time
make
for
your
my
top
plans.
decks better? What's the origin of the -500 emote? There is a clause,
Focus on the future.
or sorry, I guess I should now say there was a clause, because the MPL no longer exists. There was a clause in the MPL contract that stated if a member of the MPL was found to accidentally disparage or cause negative press for Wizards of the Coast, they would be fined $500 out of their future prize money in the league. And that's for accidentally doing it. If it was determined that they did it on purpose, they would lose their contract.
Think fast. Respect your elders.
Did they kill Magic Pro Play? I think you could make the argument that they improved Magic Pro Play with the announcements today. Alright, so this Mother Tucker is about to come down and put someone back into my deck. I think I'm okay with that though, right? I think that's fine. Yeah, Azcanta just like picks it right back up.
I'm not.
This puts them one card closer to the sun. Nah, I got a Narset right here.
You need to take a time out. Wish I knew that was coming.
So we'll grab Narset here. Then we'll +2 this. Get our scry on. Oh, I could minus to kill their Teferi. That's a good thought. Maybe that was the line. I don't know. I kind of like working up towards ultimate here too, though.
Prepare for tomorrow.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I want to hold up double counterspell. Now I can just Baleful Mastery next turn. It's not a big deal. There's not really a rush to Baleful Mastery.
I have just the trick for this.
There's still time for my plans.
I don't even really know what we're looking for at this point.
Future is not yet decided.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
My lapse. That's rude. Oh, this is gonna let them kill my Narset, right?
There's still time for my plans.
It's unfortunate.
Fury will only lead you astray.
I suppose we could theoretically lose the game here, huh? If they find approach.
I have reached my limit.
This isn't a fight. You can. Hold that thought.
The future is not yet decided.
It is 11 loyalty. And take some turns.
Let's slow this down.
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
A perfect blend of math and magic. Excellent. Let's put fractal theory into practice.
They're dead, right? We have 2 turns. Pivot. Pivot. When our opponent concurs with our dead assessment. Feels like I have slightly too many cards here. Maybe Heart of Kiran's not very good. I probably don't, like, we're not blocking early with it. I don't need to close games out. I need one more cut here. I agree, James. I think I put Field of the Dead in my top 5 unbanned videos for a reason. 4 ways to destroy their planeswalkers is probably plenty. Now, Inquisition's important because my opponent's going to have more counter spells post-board. While Inquisition isn't going to hit my opponent's, like, big payoff cards, like Time Walk and Aldrin's Epiphany and Teferi, being able to take their counter spells, so my stuff is more likely to resolve, is valuable. I think Grand Abolisher would be a fine card to put in the format. They're glad there was more than one target in play for that. This could get disputed. They have Narset here, I'm kind of sad, but I think I definitely want to jam the Azcanta. Yeah, I know when that one comes out, Silence. The person that donated for Ratchet and Clank asked that I wait a week to play it, which I'm fine with. My channel's not quite big enough to stream new releases right when they come out anyways. Hey, congrats, Weavos. I know, for me personally, as someone who worked 40 to 60 hours a week through undergrad and grad school, when I was finally done with my graduate degree and I was like just working a job, it was crazy how much more time there was in the day when you're suddenly not like doing school and work. Well, there's really no point in just jamming here, right? Because they have commit up, so we'll just like tap land go. Home ownership is definitely an adventure. Hey, Tin Kamada, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can support with that every single month on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. We're gonna get to flip their Azcanta before we do, which is a pretty big deal. It's a headache having to deal with contractors or fix things yourself, but the amount of money you end up spending at on the average house, like my mortgage is similar to like what I'd pay in rent for a similar size property. So like I definitely don't think I'd go back to renting ever. Also, mortgages allow you to basically invest in the place that you live as you go. If you are in the privileged position to own a home, that's definitely worthwhile to do, in my opinion. But not everybody gets to be in that position. A trophy in response to this trigger, so they can't activate this. Yeah, the markets are very crazy. Hey, awesome, Tin. Yeah, if you have a deck you'd like to submit with a donation, be sure to use the form on my site. I'd love to see what you have to have for us to play. $400 square meters. Can you convert that to freedom units for me, Gaffer? What square feet is 400 square meters? $44,000. Yeah, it's a good size house. Christy, it's funny. Christy and I, they have a veto here, but they didn't leave white up. Christy, oh, they only have one white. Got it. Christy and I actually looked at some houses that were in that size, and we came to the conclusion that it was too much space, so we didn't want to pay to heat or cool it. Our current home's a good size. My current home's a little over 3,000 square feet with the basement being fully finished.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
So I like the size of the home we ended up in. It's crazy huge. I grew up in a 5-person family in 1,300 square feet in the Chicagoland area. So it's definitely quite the change. I hit diamond for the first time this season. Your influence helped me get there. Hey, congrats, Rotten Agenda. That's no small feat.
Think fast.
And for reference, before anybody thinks that I'm wealthy, my 3,000 square foot house was under $300,000. My backyard is literally a cornfield, which 10 out of 10 would recommend. Cornfields are lovely.
I do love a good puzzle.
It's actually tough here. Do I ditch the Kasmina? I'm pretty sure they have a veto. So like I think I'm supposed to discard this. Yes, it's not my cornfield. What's the lot size? I actually don't know what the size of our lot is. My lot is small enough that my electric lawnmower cuts the lawn on one charge.
Ideas like seconds.
I love my electric lawnmower. I have both an electric lawnmower and an electric snowblower, and I would never go back to gas. Gas appliances suck for stuff like that. I hate dealing with gas cans. I hate having to remember to go fill it up. How long does it take to charge? I don't actually know, because I just put the battery back on the charger after I use it each week. I have whatever the Lowe's brand is. I think it's Cobalt. Sounds right. Dear Lowe's, this stream isn't sponsored or endorsed by you, but if it was, I'd remember what your products are called and shill them for you. No! Shit! Fuck! Oh, we were talking, and I was clicking. Alright, I'm gonna go to the third game out of shame. I'm gonna shame concede. It is blue. That's fine. We won game 1. I'm gonna take game 3 on the play. We were talking about tools, chat. I meant a trophy. I did, I swear. C-Max, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. No, I'm not blaming chat. I'm blaming the tools. Come on now. Did you not see my black socks and my dad shorts? I love talking about my tools. Hope you're not too attached to the hands you kept, opponent. Alright, so... I think we take... I gotta take the Brainstorm here, don't I? I think we take the Brainstorm, and then we probably take Search Teferi next turn, right? Blame it on the tools, because we got screwed. Ugh. Narset's real good. You better rock socks with sandals or I'm unset. Listen, I wear flip-flops 365 days a year in and around my house, chat. And we get sub-zero temperatures here. I do not wear Crocs.
My prowess is on meditate.
Well, we could cycle on their turn still, even with Narset in play. Worth noting. Yes, I guess we're ramping them.
I shall miss your company.
Sazati, thanks for the follow. If you're like Sazati or C-Max, you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering Monday through Friday, usually for 4 or 5 hours every morning. We play a ton of Constructed, with Historic being the format I play the most here. In the afternoons, I do different variety games usually. We just finished the original BioShock remaster yesterday. We're going to be dipping into the BioShock Infinite DLC later this afternoon. Usually do a lot of RPG, single player story driven stuff for variety segments. Usually try and play a few different decks every single morning, so you get a lot of variety here each day. This is our third different deck we played today, for example. How long did BioShock take me to beat? About 10 hours. A very, very short game. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn's my #1 game of all time. It's great. Witcher 3 is close, but Horizon Zero Dawn takes the cake for me personally. That game just, like, nails every aspect of gameplay. It's the 33 months, Weemingy. Welcome back. I haven't purchased Resident Evil, so I think I'm going to play one of the games. I have a short list of games that I bought on sale at various points. We're probably going to dip into some of those. I have the original Spider-Man for PS4 that I haven't played yet. Control, Ghost of Tsushima. Few ones that I've heard lots of good things about that I've bought but haven't played yet. Yeah, basically that, Huevos. So, I have a short list of games that, like I said, I've purchased already that will play if I don't have anyone that donates for anything, but I take donations for suggestions as well. What's going on, Eddie? Thanks for the follow. We just let this happen. Definitely feel like we're pretty behind here without having any of our planeswalkers in play and them having Narset and us not. So they have a veto here that they'll get to veto this Memory Lapse, but then we'll get to Baleful Mastery the Teferi, so if they don't have a second counterspell, we get to get it off the table at least.
I'm not. Keep up the pace.
I'm gonna concede if this doesn't resolve.
Really should have seen that coming.
The details for submissions for things are on the deck stream submissions page on the site for anybody that has questions about that. Keep in mind I don't take everything for variety games. Mostly just story-driven stuff. Alright, that'll do it. They're gonna get to go ahead and memory next turn and draw 7. Unfortunate that I was a little distracted and clicked through drawing a card with the Narset in play when I had the Assassin Trophy in the second game. I definitely think we had a good shot in that second game and I messed it up. Like 1 or 2 more with this one and then we'll slide along to variety stuff, speaking of. Yeah, second game was super winnable if I didn't mess up. It's good. All of the games that I've played, you can always answer, has Jeff played X, by checking out the playlist on my YouTube channel. Basically everything I've played has been streamed at this point. I'm an old man streamer. I've been doing this for almost a decade. There's a playlist of playlists basically on the front page that has all the games I've done underneath the Magic stuff. Neat. Turn 2 Azcanta against Gandalf here is usually pretty good. Feel like this deck is missing something if you considered adding Oko to it. So Oko already has a +2, so he really just doesn't benefit from Kasmina, so I decided he wasn't worthwhile to play. He just doesn't get to leverage her effectively. Rian, thanks for the 23 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
To leave unfettered.
Yeah, that sounds great. Get to go her into Abundant Harvest next turn.
For tomorrow.
Close to 5 years indeed, Andrew. Thanks for the Prime Bud. Oko can turn your fractals into 3/3s though. Oh, that's true. That's busted. Because they have 1/1 counters on them. So you just like, his +1 is like +3/+3 to target fractal. Sounds dope. Play around a sensor here. Oh, you know what? I should scry first. Because of Memory Lapse. How is this deck scroll matchup? Winnable? I'd be hesitant to call it good. But you have play there and you get to make decisions. The post-board games where you know you're playing against aggro are super reasonable. But game ones especially, a range of your hands just get run over to start, which kind of feels bad. Yep, that one can stay right there.
Is not yet decided.
Avengers, assemble.
Time for my plans.
Do we use Kasmina's ult at all? Occasionally you will use Kasmina's ult with Teferi to get a counter spell on your opponent's turn when they're going to combo kill you to prevent that. But in general, her ultimate is making fractals.
Of reality could use some.
I've been heard of 4 because they're a Jeskai deck, so there's a good chance they play Lightning Helix. Just want to play around that.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Teamer Tempo Gearhulk really good. I wouldn't call it really good, but I'd call it playable if you enjoy that style of deck. So if you look up on my website, that deck is in the fan favorite section, which means it's competitive in a number of spots, but it does have some bad matchups. For example, that archetype really struggles against the Rogues deck, because Rogues can pretty consistently get underneath it. I think it has good matchups against things. I think it has reasonable matchups against things that aren't playing Mystic Dispute, but especially aggressive decks that play Mystic Dispute tend to give it a hard time. And that's kind of how these non-rotating formats tend to go. Like, you know, your deck's not good against everything, but it has play to it in a lot of different spots. Usually some matchups that you're giving up a little bit of percentage points in to gain, and others. It definitely really excels against control decks and other things that are casting big spells. Spurt, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. BT Dubs, not that anybody can follow this, because who can follow the MPL stuff? Not that we're gonna have to worry about that much longer. But when do we get MPL deck lists? Does anybody know? There's an MPL historic event this weekend. When do deck lists come out for that? Anybody know? Do I judge people on the types of decks that they play? Not at all.
This is merely a fraction of my power. Focus on the future.
The MPL is this weekend. I'm wondering when their deck lists are public, because they'll have open deck lists, but I'm not sure if they go live like tomorrow or not till Saturday. or when exactly that happens. Pretty happy with this card. I think if you go back and watch my review video from Strixhaven at the start, you'll see that my review of her was pretty on point. Talked about her with things like these War Walkers, and she's worked out in practice just like she looked like she would in theory. Saturday at 7:30 PT. Okay, stop for a while. Interested to see how many Tainted Pact decks there are. Well, if they have Wrath of God here, that means I finally get to resolve this Teferi, which would be nice. I would be surprised if he wasn't talking about Pact, wouldn't ya? I am hopeful that the Tainted Pact deck will be all over the MPL weekend and then will promptly be banned next week. That would be my pretty ideal case scenario for me personally. Do you have a main deck dispute? I mean, for selfish reasons, banning Tainted Pact would be better for me, because I could use the mythic wild cards more than the rare wild cards.
All right. Who's ready for a good time?
My bottomless looking for a land.
Consider all possibilities.
Don't worry, I'll think of some.
Everything is under control.
Fractal friends, frack for fractal friends, do. Our friends treating us. We've had some good games, Dr. Mister. I've thrown a number of games today, so I don't think our actual record is that good, but I'm also not keeping track of it because I don't really care. I'm having fun playing Magic with it. The Avengers are here and they are wonderful, chat. This is a filthy casual stream. We play Magic for fun. This was the danger of ticking her down that low. Is what it is.
Focus on the future.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. I have just the trick.
Man, what is in their hand that just like instantly resolved?
Consider all possibilities.
I think K-Command is playable at Grixis Oracle Pack. Yeah, K-Command goes into like every Grixis control deck that has any amount of creatures in it. Yeah, they could just have a bunch of sweepers and things to play to the board. This is game one. I think we're definitely favored in game one in this matchup. They have more dead cards than we do by a large margin. Hey, yeah, the Storm Herald deck's a good time. For sure. Don Karachu, good morning. Thanks for the follow. Afternoon, Danny G.
Consider all possibilities.
I think this is I didn't realize Teferi was ultimating pause.
I've got all the time in the multiverse.
All the time in the multiverse, chat. Oh shoot. Well, this is about to do nothing. Well, I mean, I guess we're here now. Wait, can I not cast? Can I not cast the memory half of this? Well, that's sad.
When the time is right,
Whatever.
deal a
That's fine. Our 5/5 should hopefully do it. I meant to make it 8/8 there. I do have my phone. Call your phone. All right, look at that. When your deck's busted, so your misclick doesn't matter. No, I won because my deck's really good. Your father's deck has no bad cards, Declan. I don't know about that. Alright, your thing's making noise. Does it have the all-powerful Exodia? Asking the real questions. Alright, so we're cutting these. We have these 4 ways to kill planeswalkers and big creatures post-board. We'll bring in some extra discard spells and some extra counter spells. Kuchin, thanks for the follow. The -8 sack by Planeswalker Flex. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, RTX voice is more than a little sexist and doesn't like voices that aren't decidedly male. Hopefully they expand their data set to make it less biased. Ever watching the Yu-Gi-Oh anime? I mean, I was a small child in the late 90s, early 2000s, so yeah. RTX is a piece of technology that NVIDIA makes that filters background noise out in real time. So you hear my voice, but like, for instance, if my air conditioner is running, you won't hear my air conditioner running over my microphone. Easy math. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. And there's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month. Thanks for sending it this way this month. Does it negate the need of noise canceling microphones? It works a little bit. It works more efficiently than things like that. I think any card other than Oracle should get banned. I think Historic would be a better format if Luris wasn't legal. But I don't think that one needs to go away with any urgency like I would like Oracle to go away. Afternoon Luminos, thanks for the follow. I'm mulligan this one, unfortunately, with no second land. What do we think of bottom this? Keep Dubs Narset. Think I'm into it. We go like tap land into tap land Inquisition into Narset on 3. We just take their Narset here and like work through their veto with our Narset. Swallow Baggin, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Dagonet, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. And they're only going up to 4 mana next turn, so it's not really important that I hold Dispute up here. Next turn, we're going to want to shock into Narset plus Dispute, so that way we can Dispute a Teferi. Five mana is kind of the big churn that you need counter spells up against these blue-white decks. Hey, Rufio, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Take your trading sword and prepare to defend the realm. They do have a lightning helix here, so like Narset's gonna eat it. But she gets to draw a card before she does, and it works through their helix, so definitely into that. And then I think I'm in for Master of Time here. Need to ban Nicol Bolas Dragon God, but they already banned Nicol Bolas the Ravager. Don't ban the Dragon God too. Grixis players just trying to get by in this world. We just barely found a playable Grixis deck, chat. Don't take away my Grixis control tools. I love them.
Let's make this quick. Time to improvise.
Nice. What you got? You have a second Teferi? Just like maybe hoping to hard cast Shark Typhoon? Good night. You tend on a high note. Stuffing Gandalf in a box, usually about as high as the note gets. I think I'm pretty happy with this. We only made minor changes from the list we played earlier this week. I'm going to update the list on my site to reflect those small changes. I believe our main deck is still the same as it was before. Yeah, so the changes to the sideboard were we went up to a second Cling to Dust, and we went up to a second copy of Languish, with both seemed very reasonable. Having an extra sweeper against the go wide decks like Gruul, and especially tribal decks like Elves, felt super reasonable. I feel like one card that might be up for consideration if you're going to test more, Heart of Kiran was like kind of whatever in that set. It like blocks okay, but like there's definitely spots where I'd rather just have another piece of removal or something like that. And it could just be that like maybe I want a couple of them, because like usually I'm happy to see one, but it like usually isn't good enough to want to draw the second one. And the stat line on it usually means it's not dying too terribly often, where you're like want another one to fill in right away once it goes away. But if you're looking to play Kasmina here, the Enigma Sage, this is definitely my favorite shell to put her in. It feels like it leverages her really effectively overall.